Hey guys, welcome to the Walking Dead After Show here on the stream.tv. I'm your host, Sue Castillo, and these are my fellow cohorts, Timothy Michael and Michael Tiberi, and we are back on Sundays live as opposed to Mondays. So we're just going to jump into the Family Ties Walking Dead episode. This was something that was like
Family Ties.
Kind of, yeah, it was. I really thought Rick was going to be like, and I'm Rick everywhere you look, you know, kind of facts of life, kind of Full House. Everybody is
the little photo of like Carl and the baby, and then the baby Judith like on the ground playing with a, what was that, like a what do they call it, Dixie
a solo cup?
Solo
yeah,
cup.
a red
That's
solo
it.
cup.
She didn't even have Dixie cup. She had a solo cup, you know.
Hey, beer
Beer pong cup?
things,
Yeah, that's
right?
all I know that as. I'm like,
Judith got real. She was playing beer pong. Way to teach her.
I would drink too.
You know? Yeah, exactly. But so this is the episode following that horrendous welcome back episode, mid-season finale intro episode, and this is a completely different take where we calm down. I mean, we thought things were going to pick back up again, but you know, we have this calm family moment, so it's kind of like the semblance of, and don't get me wrong, we saw, you know, little tidbits and things on social media talking about this, and Denai Guerra, who plays Michonne, had mentioned that this episode takes place 2 months after the last episode that we watched. So, I mean, that kind of makes sense that everything's starting to settle down, but I'm going to...
Which was a different timeline also, because the past episodes have been just picking up right where they've been leaving off, you know, with Alexandria, and then picking up right after where each character leaves off, and it's kind of a different, I want to say like, kind of mood, to just like pick up like weeks after, which I'm kind of happy about, because it's like, at least we don't have to deal with, you know, Carl trying to heal from his wound. Like, I don't need all that bullshit. We don't need that. Let's just skip all of that little
I love it. That is so funny. I completely agree. Like, let's not waste all this time, like, seeing him get better. Like, thanks when he just walked out and he had the eye patch on and he was like, what's up? I'm going to school. Like, you need anything from the store? You need toothpaste? I got you. I got one eye. Everything's good. Like, I was like, thank God.
Good.
We don't
I'm glad we're on the
have
same
to deal with
page
that
now.
healing sympathy process.
What are you talking about? I think I would have enjoyed a little choral montage, like a la Rocky, you know? It's like, dun, 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 like really focusing with one eye.
It's just him looking at an eye chart. Yeah.
Which one's better, 1 or 2? Okay, 3 or 4. Okay.
Yeah, but just cut out the dialogue and just add music. But yeah, then we have, then we cut to Daryl outside, and then Denise asking him for something, and I kind of really liked that short, small conversation, because obviously Daryl is getting ready to go on a supply run, right?
With Rick.
Yeah, with Rick. And then Denise was asking for something, but it was for Tara, because Tara talks in her sleep. And Tara mentioned this, and so she was like, it was very awkward, but it was very cute.
It was
and very, very real and grounded.
It was cute, and I appreciate the lesbian relationship developing. But where are Aaron and his boyfriend? Can we talk about this, please?
You know what? Maybe they'll do that in episode 3. But that's right. You know what?
They're just unscrambling everything
like,
that's been mixed up for a really long time. Yeah.
We got lesbians, we got interracial couple, which we'll obviously get to.
Yeah.
But where the hell are the gays at?
You know what? That's a good point. They don't put the two gay people together.
Where are they?
I think they're trying to like spread it. They were like, diversity.
too much gay.
Need to. Yeah, that's too much gay.
Too much gay.
We gotta, you know.
Yeah, we don't
divide
need
it out.
This is The Walking Dead, not the L word or something. You know what I mean?
They're just in the Palm Springs, like, yeah.
Well, you never know. Maybe that's why. But you know, who knows? Because Aaron may serve a different purpose.
That's true.
Later on, you know, because you know a lot of stuff.
And you know, that really actually bothered me, because you know Daryl is going on a supply run, and you know Aaron was like his right-hand man with that. Remember how they were going on supply runs and finding people together, which we'll get to that talking point as well. But you know, it just, I was like, where are they? But
that's true. I mean, we'll probably see them. At least I'm on the same boat as you. I want to see them. I love Ross Marquand. Oh, I love that boy.
They'll be there.
Oh, I hope so. So then we've got Rick and Daryl, which is very like I felt like this was so. I loved it. I love this dynamic duo, and it was about time that we got to see more Daryl.
Yeah.
You know, and then we see, you know, Rick talking about law of averages. And then, of course, they're joking around with the music. You know, Rick puts in a CD, and Daryl just like, no, please don't make it stop.
I'm like, you guys are friends. Look at you. Look
know,
at that.
I wanted
You
to
guys
actually
are
bring that up
pals.
because I was watching Inside the Actors Studio, and the whole cast of The Walking Dead was on that show the other day.
Ooh.
And they were asking the actors to bring up their, their favorite scenes of what describes their character the most. And Daryl had brought up the scene where, after Carl had almost gotten raped by those 3 guys, and then Rick like bit that other guy, and there was like this whole shuffle. But afterwards, they're sitting in the car, and Daryl's like, you're my brother, or Rick is like to Daryl, you're my brother. And I really felt like this connection was back between the two of them, which I really liked because we haven't really seen that connection between the two of them. So it was nice to see them like playing around with the music and the car and making jokes and shit. It was nice.
Yeah,
it was nice.
I think it was especially nice to see that kind of relationship, that dynamic between Daryl and Rick. And Daryl did kind of act like the little brother in their dynamic duo. Even though Rick was kind of acting a little immature and ribbing him, I really felt like Daryl, it's kind of like a callback to Merle, the type of relationship that Merle could have had.
Could have, yes.
Rick and Daryl, not Rick and Daryl, Daryl and Merle could have had with one another. But it was really nice to see those two talking and going, and then they find that truck full of supplies, hallelujah.
Can we talk about that truck really quick, though? Because was it just me, or did anybody else feel like that truck was, like, planted there by somebody, and they were going to come back for it? Like,
there was almost like a little bit too much good in it. Like, there was so like, I'm like, this whole episode, the beginning, like, I'm like, there's too much happiness and good things happening that, like, this can't be good. I'm like, I don't trust anything that's a good time.
Michael's so damaged. Bless your heart. He's like, I wasn't held enough as a child. Happy things make me sad.
I'm like, what is, I'm like, someone's like laughing. I'm like, what is that?
What is laughter?
What's that
What is
uncomfortable
happiness?
noise?
But I mean, that was broken by Jesus, who I keep referring to as Jesus. I don't know why. Maybe it's because I'm Spanish. But
Yeah, why
I keep
not?
calling him Jesus, but his real name is obviously Jesus, and he's in the comics, which I'm so happy that.
Wait, but
they
he said a different
finally-
name.
What? Oh, Joe. Well, he's referred to as Jesus because he looks like Jesus.
Well,
Yeah.
He looks like Jesus. But I'm so happy that they've introduced him finally. There was some talk going on about how he's going to be introduced and stuff, but I didn't know if they were going to stick to it. But I'm glad he's a kick-ass character in the comics.
Oh, I can't wait.
He seems like an asshole right now, but
Yeah, he does. He
Yeah.
he does kind of come across as a dick, but yeah, he definitely rocking that white Jesus look, though. You know what I mean?
It's a great look.
It is a
It's
great look.
It's a great aesthetic right now.
But so yeah, the first introduction to him is, we've got Daryl and Rick trying to flip this vending machine over, and Jesus just straight, Jesus knocked Rick over, and then Daryl pulls a gun, and I'm like, that's not how, he goes, hello. That's not how you say hello. You announce yourself, sir, you know, but of course it was all strategy, and then he decides to take off, and then he does that firecracker stunt, and then takes off with the truck because Rick and Daryl were, distracted. Now, fast forward to, Rick and Daryl going after the truck and finding the vending machine, and then finally finding the truck, and then, taking on Jesus, and he is
he's
Jesus
a good
kicks
fighter.
ass.
Yeah, he is
That
a
was
great fighter.
really surprising to me because I was like, oh, they got this in a second. And the second he hit back with that, I was like, oh, excuse me, grabbing my popcorn. All right, we got a show.
Yeah, and then Daryl's chasing him like, where you going? Where you going? Huh? Where you going?
Yeah,
in the
but I
field?
hated that. Why would you did you was there a need to get out of the truck after it stopped short, which we all were like, this is hilarious.
This is ridiculous.
It stopped short. He's like,
Yes.
oh, okay.
Yeah, that
Thank you
was
for
great.
dropping in on us. But
I
yeah,
love
and then he
that.
gets out of the truck and he like starts running. All you had to do is run away. Like drive away. All you had to do is drive away.
Right,
and this
right.
all could have been avoided.
And then at one point, he runs around, jumps into the truck, and I was like, oh, Rick, I hope you took the keys.
Oh, if he didn't take the keys.
And then he gets in the truck, Daryl's behind him, a walker comes up, and he saves Daryl's life. But I was just like, God dang it, Jesus, just take the wheel. Take the wheel,
Take
Jesus. And
something.
so that we get out of here. But then the truck rolls into the lake.
I knew that was gonna. I thought that
did,
truck.
yeah, you did call
I
it.
thought the truck in the field was gonna like hit the van, and that was gonna charge it to go into the river. But then I just was like, of course, like I knew like there was no way that.
Too much happiness.
Yeah,
Right,
too
Michael?
much happiness. I was like, things were going too well. I knew it.
Mike was like, this isn't realistic. Bad things are supposed to happen.
Yeah.
Oh, they're happening.
Yeah.
You know what? I was just like, why, Rick and Daryl, did you not learn your lesson when the dude threw the firecrackers
Yeah.
in the first place, and then
Can't be
you hear him
trusted.
on the roof? Why didn't you, when you stopped like that, he went flying,
Run him over.
hit that bad boy in reverse and leave?
Oh,
Like, there's.
Yeah.
I thought that was your thing. I was like, run him over. You were like, reverse. I'm like, run him over. Yeah. I thought I knew where you were going with that.
I was like, where's Michael? Because I feel like Suge Knight is sitting next to me. Yeah, why not hit reverse and leave? You know, you guys are so fixated on this guy. That's why you lost the truck.
Yeah,
You know?
no, agreed.
They were mad.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, they were mad. I can understand that.
Yeah.
But, you know, jumping to, back to this whole woods dynamic that they had in this
Ooh,
episode
yeah.
with, you know, Michonne and Spencer and then Carl and Enid, just all of these little, like, dialogue conversations, and then we find out what happened with, you know, Spencer and this walker, which me and Michael were like, what is going on with this walker, when Carl and Enid found this walker and then
Yeah.
they didn't show her face, and then they cut to them, and
Yeah.
and then Carl and Enid are having this weird, like this relationship, like preteen drama.
yes.
Yeah.
Yes, they
What
were having
was
some
that?
preteen drama.
What was that?
I don't want to be here. I don't want to come out here anymore. I
He's
don't want to
like,
be out in the woods.
okay, what did
he
he say?
started
I just think
picking up his comics and putting them in a bucket and was just like walked off. I was like,
But like in their like what else are they gonna get mad over? They have no other drama. Like so it's like that's the only thing they can
Yeah.
bitch about at this
Yeah.
point.
that's true. But I mean, it's just, that's funny to like think about, because Enid was all about being out there before. Now it's something different. So it's kind of like, where'd this change come from
Yeah.
all of a sudden? And
Yeah.
what is going on in her mind, and why does she not want to be in the woods? And then that argument between, like, when she was like, you know, let's just go, and he was just like, no. And then he was like, you go, and she was like, no, we have to kill it. And he was like, no, don't you kill it. I was like, what the?
What is happening
Well,
right
I think
now?
a
Yeah.
lot of her being like, I don't want to be in the woods anymore has a lot to do with when Maggie approached her and was like, well, what are you doing? And she was like, nothing. Like, they're
Obvious,
literally
yeah,
going into the
nothing.
woods to do nothing. They're literally
Yeah.
just reading comics, which is kind of a nice homage to, like, the Walking Dead comics. So I kind of like that he still reads comics. I think that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
But I think she's like, I think I could do something better with my time
Yeah.
and my energy than sitting in the woods with you reading comics.
True, but you know what, Enid, I'm gonna need you to not tell. Like, Carl got one eye. I think it's very clear he has pulled a lot of weight in this group.
Yeah.
Little Miss Runaway, calm down.
Do you guys remember when we hated Enid? Remember we
still
always
do.
thought.
Yeah, I think
But do you
it's
guys
still
remember
there.
when we thought like she was part of like the wolves and stuff like that?
kinda did.
I just like how her like character has developed. And now we're like, you're still annoying, but at least
She does.
Yeah, she's
I mean,
getting
she kinda
close to like
grows on
Sam
you.
territory for me.
I don't think so. I don't think so. I think she's growing on me a little bit more.
I'm telling you, Carl need to give her that stern eye. That one.
one.
Just
That
one.
shine, that
One.
Fetty Wap eye, just one.
I agree with you.
That's awful. Well, you guys, you know what? We're going to take a quick commercial break, and then we're going to come back and we're going to discuss more. So make sure you use the hashtag TWDAS. Stay in the discussion. Follow on Twitter, YouTube comment sections, because we are reading them, and we'll be right back. Bye, guys.
See you guys
Bye,
soon.
guys.
Just in case you missed it live.
In case you missed it live.
In case you missed it live.
Oh, you'd want to take the time travel the whole way back.
Oh my God.
We had a crazy vampire threesome.
And you can't unsee that. That's burned into my brain now.
I was like,
How did you get here?
No. Look at me. I'm dancing.
Listen. You know why we saying yes. You know why we saying yes.
He was like, yeah, I'll tell you whatever you want.
He is quite something.
And we're like, inseparable. She was shadier than Sunglass Hut with Ray-Bans on sale, ladies and gentlemen.
It wasn't. So come on.
You just went to a totally different direction on that.
When a billionaire goes broke, it means he's got like $4 million.
Hold the phone.
Hold on.
Bro.
I found her to be deliciously out of control.
Oh man, looking forward to this fight.
Ooh, they about to get together. Watch, it's about to go down.
Somebody better take some pictures of this.
She just slapped the crap out of Nick.
And he's just
It's so good.
You can't count anything out. Look at you. It's been another awesome night at the stream.tv, guys.
Thank you for joining us, you guys. We love you.
On my phone and like hit
Bleep
it
yourself.
for myself. Yeah, just don't say it and then bleep it. Hey guys, welcome back to the Walking Dead After Show here on the stream.tv. Yes, I'm singing it, and I promise to stop.
Please do.
Ooh, you hateful queen. Okay. Okay. So we are talking about. Okay. So let's talk about. We mentioned about the woods.
Yes.
So the whole culmination of why Spencer was in the woods to begin with, and why he had that shovel, and Michonne was following him the whole time, and then seeing Carl running, and then seeing a walker trailing behind him, and then Spencer revealing that the reason of the thing that he had to do and the reason he couldn't really move forward like everybody else is because he had that thing to take care of. And then we discovered Deanna the Walker. And I mean, we all remember that episode where Deanna held her ground like a like a boss.
Yeah, she did.
Against all those walkers.
She went out with guns a-blazing.
Yeah.
And Spencer mentioned that he thought he saw her among them that night when they got overrun. So it's just like, oh, man, I don't know how y'all felt. Please let us know in the comments. But yo, when I saw Deanna coming through those trees, like my heart I was like, ooh, Deanna.
Same here. It was gut-wrenching. I mean, Deanna, we all grew to like Deanna. Like, yeah, she was old and Crypt Keeper looking toward the end when she was alive, but she turned out to be like,
She looked
really
better dead than she did
She
alive.
really put things in perspective for Michonne, and Michonne touched on it when she was talking with Spencer, saying, you know, your mom asked me, what do I want? You know, it's like, she's still, like, even though she's dead, and this is going to sound corny as hell, but she's still alive in some kind of ways. And I'm so glad that Michonne kind of brought that up with Spencer. And I don't think there could have been a better person to be with Spencer in that moment, because Michonne lost her entire family as well. So I thought that was good. And if you think about it, I'm sorry, Spencer has lost everybody.
Yeah, he
lost his
did.
brother, he lost his dad, he lost his mom. Like, I'm interested to see the character development of Spencer, because he got on our nerves in the beginning too.
Yes, he did.
But I mean, I'm excited to see where they might go with his character.
I'll tell you where he can go.
Oh,
With Rosita to help her get over Abraham.
they did have that moment. I remember
Well,
that.
they had that one little
Yeah.
discussion, so you never know, Rosita.
Yeah.
Spencer. But yeah, and then Spencer made mention that Deanna had left him a note and said that he still knows the way. So I guess in her, like, on her deathbed kind of thing, left him this note to, like, give him something to keep going towards so that he doesn't get hung up on such a loss. And of course, her saying to Rick, look after Spencer, like he's one of your own people kind of thing. And Michonne kind of following up on that.
Yeah.
Even though that wasn't a conversation that Deanna had with Michonne, but Michonne holding Deanna for him until he's ready. You know what I mean? I thought that was, I mean, because normally I think, like, you know what, that's a friend. When you about to get in a fight and they hold that other person, you like, yeah, let me get him. That's a friend, man. But yeah, Michonne was holding Deanna to make sure that Spencer was safe, and he took the time to say his goodbye the way he needed to say his goodbye, which then segues into the conversation between Michonne and Carl. Very full house discussion, of like, what were you thinking? You either leave him or you kill him. And what was this thing? Carl was like, I can't. And I'm like, okay, first of all, you either leave him or kill him. So please explain to me, what the heck was Carl trying to do?
Here, look, well, My theory is that, and I figured it out when he was leading Deanna away and he didn't want to kill her, was because, I mean, if we think back, you know, Carl's mom turned and Carl had to kill Lori.
Yeah.
And he had to do that. He had to do that for his healing process. So that's why he said to Michonne, it had to be somebody who loved her. It had to be somebody who cared about her.
Yeah.
So he knew that Spencer had to be the one to do it because that's really her only living relative.
Yeah.
And I think it's both healing for Spencer as well because, you know, just getting that peace of mind of saying, okay, my mom is not walking around.
Yeah, yeah.
My mom is dead. I buried her. It's a
Yeah.
healing process. It's like in conclusion.
I mean, I totally get that, but it wasn't like Carl knew Spencer was in the woods looking for Deanna. What was he planning on doing? Like running along and guiding Deanna to Alexandria and like walking her around town and like, no, over here, Deanna. Come here, Deanna, until Spencer comes?
I'm like looking at Michael through this whole conversation, and he's like, "This is too touchy-feely for me." He's
Yeah,
like, I do not want to talk about this.
the part I know, I'm like,
itching. He's like,
I
oh
am
God,
so
feelings.
uncomfortable. I'm like, this conversation seems like it requires feelings that I don't have. No, I just think, yeah, I don't know. I mean, I do think that, back to Deanna just really fast, because I thought it was, honestly, that was the one part where I was like, damn. All right, here's
just
the...
a little bit.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah.
And an angel got its wings the moment Michael had a feeling.
I felt the tears. I felt them.
So he's like, they watered up, but it was because I sneezed.
Yeah. Yeah.
So then, Spencer has that healing process. And then Rick and Daryl in the car, a la Weekend at Bernie's. You got Jesus passed out in the back seat and Rick just doing this and he just hitting Daryl. And Daryl, it was such a Weekend at Bernie's. Put sunglasses on Jesus and watch it again. That was what it was.
They're having a good time again.
Yeah, they were. And I really loved the Rick and Daryl kind of shenanigans.
Yeah, I love that, and I love the whole like turning point and this whole 180 between the two characters of, you know, Rick didn't want to go out and get people before, but now he does, and Daryl was like, oh, we have to go get people, but now he doesn't. So it's like they're both saying, oh, you were right, no, you were right. It's like, it's interesting how this whole thing is turned around with those two characters.
Yeah. And also, no, where the hell was Morgan? You know, Morgan was nowhere.
Carol too, though.
Yeah,
Where's Carol at? I mean, I understand that they can't show everybody, but where are these guys?
I hope they do address it in the next episode because, I mean, Daryl and Rick were buddies. I mean, they were like linked in arms and like, yeah we're going to go supply hunting. And Morgan and everybody, well, hopefully in the next episode. And then...
Say it. Say it.
Ooh, you talk about Netflix and chill. You got Walkers and chill with Michonne and Rick.
I cannot.
I knew it.
I knew you knew it. I was in denial about it. I'm still in denial about it.
Because that's not in the comics,
No,
is it?
but it's funny that you bring that up, though, because he does have a thing with Andrea, who kind of plays the role that Michonne is kind of playing with this whole, like big sister to Carl, which is still really weird. Like, it's gross. I'm sorry. I don't like this whole Rick and Rashone. That's what they're calling it.
Rashone?
Rashone.
Rashone. I
can't do it. I can't get into it, you guys. I'm sorry.
Really?
No, I don't like it. I hate it.
Interesting.
Oh, why?
I hate it. I hate it.
You just...
And I'm all about the jungle fever, interracial love.
Oh my God!
I was gonna say, is this a race thing?
No, it's not. I can't do it.
You were like, I had this discussion with my boo.
She's like
love the idea.
It's like a brother and sister doing. I don't know. I can't do it. Ugh.
I looked at it more
I kind of like it.
Yeah,
I'm like in supportive of it.
You're weird. That's why.
You know what? No, it's not the brother and sister thing. I think you know what it is.
No,
I think it's the kind of like besties relationship. Like when you friends and you cool, and then you know what I mean. Like the girl who was like one of the boys, and she's down, and then all of a sudden you just like, okay.
We're not having sex.
Put a little,
I know what you're trying to do. Me and Sue, we're not having sex here. We're just not doing it. I'm sorry.
No, but
I'm like, Sue, I agree.
Next on The Walking Dead after show. No, but I looked at it like they started off as friends. You know, they started off, you know, very close. Even with the governor situation, she always had Rick's back. Rick always had her back. And, you know, I like the idea that a relationship spawns from a friendship. But I said this last time. anybody who kisses Rick, it is the kiss of death. And I know Michonne can hold her own, but I am kind of worried.
Yeah.
Oh, she better find access to Plan B ASAP, because you do not want to have any more of Rick's offspring, because he is exactly
a
the kiss of
Michonne
death.
baby?
Oh
Yeah.
no. Oh no. She will give herself an abortion with that
No.
sword. She'll be like, oh no. Goodbye.
That is awful.
I know, it's
oh my God. Oh my God, Timothy.
But you know, putting my feelings aside about the whole Rashomon thing, I can see how, this whole thing with her and Spencer, which she just went through with Spencer about, having somebody to love and I think Rick really saw how much Michonne cared about Carl and that whole, when he got shot, and she went berserk and buck wild and stood by his side while Denise patched him up and then went out. I mean, I get it. I do get it. I just don't like it. That's all.
I will say, I will also add to this about the whole, Denai Guerrera saying that this took place 2 months after the previous episode. Jesse died. I mean, we just gonna pretend like that didn't happen 2 months ago.
About her.
It's like Walking.
Yeah, I did too,
the
to be
Walking
honest.
Dead timeline. No shame in the Walking Dead game when it comes to relationships.
No.
Damn.
You don't know how much time you're gonna have,
That's
really.
true.
I mean,
That's
that is
true.
you just
Yep,
you
you're
gotta
right.
make the most of it. You don't know how much time's
Well,
left.
that's pretty
it.
much what dating in LA is like. But anyways, let's get to the questions real quick. So what do you guys got on your end? I do have a question from our friends over at the undeadwalking.com. Let me find it. Okay, so we've got the first question, and it's from Kate Nerone. Nerone, I'm sorry if I butcher it, from Facebook, and she asks, will the loss of his eye make Carl bitter and dangerously unpredictable?
Ooh. That's interesting.
You know what? I think just based on past experience, and this might have changed because he has gotten older. But after the whole Lori thing, he did go through his whole I am so angry at the world, and when Rick was kind of in that coma thing in that house, he went out and almost got killed by that walker because he was eating the fudge or something, or the stuff on the roof thing.
Chocolate pudding.
Yeah, chocolate pudding. Thank you. He does go through these when something traumatic happens to him, he does go through these little adolescent, I'm angry at the world phases. But I think he's grown. I think that, and like I said earlier, the time span of 2 months has kind of maybe healed him, which we kind of missed out on. So maybe he's gotten that all out of his system. But I mean, it was kind of hinted on with him and Enid when she was in the woods, and she was like, "What's wrong with you?" And he was like, "Oh, I don't know." But I don't know.
I have one eye.
It might.
I mean, yeah, I think it might. It just hasn't yet because, I mean, with the introduction of Jesus, and then in the last episode with, Negan's Sons of Anarchy group, and I mean, clearly Negan is coming. And there's going to be that push-pull. And I feel like what's going to happen, my prediction is there's going to be an attack on Alexandria, and it's probably going to be from Negan's group, and Carl is going to want to step up. And that limitation of that depth perception, because he only has one eye, I think that's going to put him in a position where, you know what I mean? It's going to make him angry about his inability to, I guess, protect like he used to, or be a part or something like he used to. So I think that's where it's gonna rear its head. As of now, not really.
Yeah. I mean, my quick answer is just look how successful Fetty Wap is with one eye. So that's my only.
I don't know. I feel like my predictions are a little unfair just because I have read the comics or am reading the comics, so I don't want to spoil anything for anybody. I do think that you are right, though. I think that there will be an attack. Everything's just too happy.
Yeah,
with
I
Michael,
agree.
Everything's just too happy
kind of
right
a nice
now.
break
So obviously something's going to happen.
Yeah, you gotta have some calm.
And I think that Jesus might maybe help them. Maybe he might be on their side after Denise takes a look at him after he's got hit by that truck.
Yeah.
But we'll see.
Yeah.
And we'll see.
Adding just on top of this, a lot of people are asking, so who is Jesus in the comics?
Oh.
And that's kind of geared towards you.
Okay, well,
this might be too much of a spoiler.
I mean,
then.
it is a little spoiler. So if you are reading the comics, I don't want to spoil it too much for you. But Jesus is part of another group.
Okay.
Who it's I don't want to give out the name of it, but he is part of another group that Negan's group is dealing with.
Okay.
So I don't want to give out too much, but he's a great character, you guys. He's a kick-ass character. I really like him. So
Okay.
Yeah.
That's good then.
Yeah. So just a little hint. Just
he's
a little,
going to be
just a little
around
tease.
for a while.
So
Yeah.
so Jesus is good.
Yeah,
Jesus.
and he's hot, so that helps.
Oh gosh, yes. That majestic beard, Lord. I love it. So why don't you guys make sure to tune in here on the stream.tv. Use the hashtag TWDAS in order to stay in the discussion. Put it in the comments below. What do you think? Like, do you think Jesus is a good guy? Not, you know, like if that Jesus, but you know the Jesus from the show.
Also tell us if you think that.
Also tell us if you think that
hear about
Jesus
that
is good.
too.
No. And then tell us, what do you think? I mean, Timothy clearly is not on the Rashon train, but what do you think about Rashon? Do you think that this is a good match? Are you guys also scared like I am if something's going to happen to Michonne since the kiss of death? What do you guys think? So stay tuned. We will be back live next Sunday. So see you guys then.
Bye, guys.
Bye. Won't you come my way?
For more of the Walking Dead after show,
Click that button and
Subscribe to the stream.tv.